it's been a while. We did 2 seasons of the CGC Show, which was a live streamed event where I brought on guests. I also did educational programs. We did some fun performance type things and had the CGC team on as well. We had a number of things that we did, and that was all the way, gosh, when was the last one? I don't even remember. It was last year sometime, in 2020. I think we did one in the spring, the Northern Hemisphere spring, and then the fall of 2020, and then there hasn't been one since then. So it's just a chance for me to get back in the saddle, so to speak, in terms of live streaming. It's also been quite an experience getting back into playing as well, because I haven't been able to play for many, many months. And so I've been getting through the process of relearning my technique. It's been really interesting, actually, because I had to go through quite a lot of things that I went through as a beginner guitarist, which was very interesting as a teacher, because my fingers have been hurting, my calluses disappeared, my third and fourth finger had a real tough time finding their places on the strings, especially coming across to the fifth and fourth string. My tone really changed, not for the better, so I've been having to work on my tone a lot. And also just the general dexterity of trying to get the playing going. So there's Chad. Chad, you get the very first comment, and so you should. That's great to see you. Thank you for commenting. As I was saying, this is really just a spontaneous live stream to just get back in the saddle. As I often say to people in terms of playing and practice, sometimes you just have to start. If you sit around planning and waiting for the perfect moment, things may not end up happening. So I just wanted to go. I just wanted to go and have a quick test of the software in my new setup. I'm still here in Sydney, Australia, so it's a different space with different equipment, and just give it a go. So, hey Drew, thank you for saying hi. I miss seeing you, and Pepper, thanks for saying hello as well. It's been a real while since I've been on this live stream thing, so I just wanted to get the feeling for it again. I am planning on doing another sort of season of the CGC show. I have to get my ducks in a row, maybe get some guests lined up, and also figure out some educational topics. But I know that Nikki and Dave had said that many people in our email had commented that they missed the show, that they were looking forward to coming back. So when I do get things organized to do something more formal, we'll put it out on the email list and notify people ahead of time, so we can have a specific time that we can all meet, and we'll start moving forward. So Pepper's already asking about technical stuff, and well, that's a good question, Pepper, because I had to develop that myself as well. Because as I was saying, the one of the challenges recently for me was the fourth finger. When I came back to playing, I had about 3 or 4 months where I didn't touch the guitar at all. And when I came back and I was just reading through pieces of music, when I came to the minuet in G, and we have this lovely, that little section near the end of the first A section, we've got the D and the F sharp. My fourth finger just would not behave. So I spent a lot of time just very gently reinforcing placement of the fingers and getting this independence movement working. Maybe not a very beautiful exercise, but things like that, where I just really was asking my fourth finger to move intentionally and correctly. And what was interesting as a teacher to discover is that I knew what to do. I knew how to approach the technique, how to move my fingers, but my fingers weren't doing it. And so it taught me a lot of empathy as a teacher, to know that yes, it's one thing to understand a concept of movement, but your body is going to have its own learning curve, and you can't rush that. So I think it's going to give me a lot more insight and patience and empathy as a teacher to understand people's progress, especially maybe if they're coming to the guitar at a later stage in life when their bodies are less, they behave less. Their fingers just don't want to do what they're told. So one thing is understanding what the concept is, and it's a whole other thing to get the body to do it. But I'm glad to say that most of my movement has come back pretty quickly. I will say that tone is something I'm working on a lot. I get frustrated that my sound is not what it was before. But and also I find that sometimes when I just play old repertoire, I start getting pains in my hand that I didn't get before. So it's going to be an opportunity to redesign my technique a little bit, maybe be a bit thoughtful about coming back to the guitar, because I don't think you want to just dive straight back in, because it's an opportunity actually to fix up some old techniques. But let me say hello to some people. Juan, thank you for saying hello. I hope to see you soon as well. Drew said, just happened to open my phone, overcoming creative adversity or watching your hair return. Yes, it's my little chia pet up here. Martin Fierro saying welcome back. Thanks very much. And Robert wants to ask about the Smallman guitar. Well, this is not a Smallman guitar. This is a Paul Sheridan, but Smallman is in Australia. He's way out in Esperance in Western Australia. You can Google that. Esperence, Esperance. It's way out in the I don't want to say the middle of nowhere. That sounds negative, but it's very remote part of the world, very beautiful part of the world. So yeah, what's coming up at the Academy? I'm just, as I said at the beginning, I'm just doing a bit of a test run with this live session, so we'll just be chatting a little bit just for a short while, and then I'll probably wrap it up. But at the CGC Academy, we've got exams happening right now, so we have people submitting their exams in the month of September, and the CGC team, that's Sonia, James, Dave, Nikki, and myself, will be diving, and we already started diving into some of the responses. And as always, it's wonderful to see everyone's progress. And we have Guitoberfest coming back. That's going to be in October, around the weekend of the 22nd. We'll have some guests coming in. We'll have some lovely lectures and presentations and performances and open mics, all those good things. I think last year we did it we did it on that scope for the first time over a weekend, and it was ginormous. It went from something like 9 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. at night, New York time, and it was we bit off a bit more than we could chew. So I think this year we're going to make it a little bit more bite-sized, but I think it's going to be great. We've got a whole slew of new lessons coming out, adding to the curriculum, which we're looking forward to releasing. And then, of course, the summer school is something that we're hoping to run again in 2022, although there's so many question marks in our lives these days that it's hard to make plans and be sure of them. But those are all projects that are coming up at CGC in the coming months. Thanks everyone for saying welcome, and it's nice to see me again. It was definitely a while I was out for the count, and it made me very grateful to just feel healthy and normal. Something I think I want to try and hold on to is just the gratitude for feeling normal in any given situation. I think you often look for exceptional circumstances and great things and memorable things, but I really just want to feel normal and healthy. So yeah, there's only a small group of us watching now, and I probably will take this down off the channel because, as I said, it was just a bit of a test. But if any of this small group does have any questions, or if you had any wishes or suggestions for the CGC show, you're always welcome to let me know. I love having some ideas. Of course, we can have some interviews with people again if we want some more guests, or we can do some more sort of lecture-based things where I do some presentations. I think I might take some of the presentations I did in the last 2 seasons and reformat them into really well-produced lessons for the Academy, because I thought there was some good preparation there, but I don't think it's the best thing to watch back at a lesson when you sort of, the teacher is responding to comments that come in. So the live format's fun when it's live, but I think as a replay, maybe not as good. I see Pepper's asking questions about right hand technique and left hand technique. So we'll always dive into technique. I think that's always a fun place to dig into. Hi, Diane. Diane says, so happy to hear you're getting better and getting back into life. Best wishes. Thanks very much, Diane. Appreciate that. And Vicky. Oh, hi, Vicky. Nice to see you. Normally I'm on the other side of the world, but we've got some Australians in here saying hello. So it's lovely. Yeah, so I will be diving back into this. I've already started getting back into the podcast, and you've seen probably some YouTube videos coming out. And I'll be getting some more of those done and ready. But one step at a time, it's sort of just getting back into the swing of things. Drew was asking, how's Evita doing? And other folks we know. Well, Evita, my wife, she's back actually in the United States right now. She has a show in New York at the Joyce Theatre coming up, starting in a couple of days for rehearsals and then running through October. And that was a challenge for us as a couple because, you know, she's out on the other side of the world and it's quite hard to get into Australia right now. And I had to stay just for some follow-up medical checkups and things. So, you know, but it's really important because she's a dancer and everything in her world as a performer was cancelled. So this is a really wonderful opportunity to be back on the stage again. But it's also a bit anxiety-inducing because, you know, it's there's so many unknowns out there and it's tricky. It's tricky. So she's back at home saying hello to her family at the moment, and then she'll be in New York City to do a show, which is really exciting. And then Dave and Nikki have been doing really well. They're still, Nikki's in New York and Dave's in North Carolina, and they've been absolutely outstanding in the last, 6 months, keeping the show on the road, so to speak. And I think everyone had a huge degree of appreciation for them. So, and not least of all, myself. I was hugely appreciative. Yeah. And Des is saying hello and welcome back, so thank you very much. All right, well, it was a brief little 12, 13, 14-minute hello, but I just wanted to, yes, Chad's saying it's a pleasant surprise for a sleepy afternoon. I'm glad that's what it was, and hopefully it looks like the camera and the sound are working all well, and hopefully I'll come back in a week or two with a bit of a schedule and a plan for doing some more regular live broadcasts, and we can dive into some material. I'll invite people on the email list, and so we'll get a bit more of a crowd, and we can have all the fun interactions in the chat like there was in the last couple of seasons. So thanks for those who just popped in the show very spontaneously, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, take care, everyone.